Welcome into the show. Happy Thursday. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. It is Dallas week. The juices are flowing, and we have an awesome show coming your way. As for what we're getting into, 49ers and Cowboys injury news. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? We have some trade targets for San Francisco, and I'm going to break down some keys to beating Dallas. We're also going to involve you as we always do because we're the most interactive 49ers YouTube channel out there serving the faithful. So make sure you start to get those questions in right now by using the hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. First, though, I mentioned off the rip, it is Dallas week. And if you hate those Dallas Cowboys, I want you to type me in the chat right now. I cannot stand that team. I hate that blue and silver. It makes me absolutely sick. And these are two teams who have had a tremendous rivalry throughout the course of their respective franchise histories. So type me right now. Brother Man, Roddy Cal, Felipe, Joe, Don, Ken, Robert, Honcho, Jason, Katie Boy, Positive Energy, Gino Castillo. We have Paul, Baby Cakes, Lysias, Rob Smith, Jesse Gomez, The Real Fisherman, Lord Bucky, Steve Mala, George Garcia, Rather Unique, Alex Williamson. The Cowboys suck, and we know that. Mutt Flatulence, and hopefully we can show the world that on Sunday night. Speaking of those Cowboys, here are my keys to attacking Dallas, and we're going to continue to preview this game on the live show here today. Obviously, point number one, you have to keep Micah Parsons under control. He can wreck the game by himself, and you don't want him to have a couple of hits on Brock Purdy to knock Purdy out of the game. I guarantee you he's going to be lined up primarily against Colton McKivitz, and we have some great numbers that we're going to break down here just around the corner. Outside of Micah Parsons, this is a very good Dallas Cowboys defensive line, so the Niners are going to have to stymie the rest of the pass rush. And San Francisco working off the heels of their best offensive line performance this past week to move that record to 4-0 with another victory at Levi Stadium. Test the cornerbacks of Dallas with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Trayvon Diggs is out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL. The backup corners and the corner depth for Dallas is not all that great. I also want to see Deebo and Ayuk physically overpower the Cowboys corners too, with blocking, with picking up yards after the catch, and bringing that physical element because I don't think the Cowboys want that smoke. I want to see Kyle Shanahan continue to get aggressive. That pre-snap motion allows you to get some good looks and get the defense confused with all of the motions that the Niners have and all of the playmakers that they have on that side of the ball. And then for Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, do what you've done for a long time at this point. Just keep balling. Of course, we'll be live for our Niners-Cowboys watch party for Sunday Night Football. As Trishy Trace would say, Sunday Night Football. It's going to be an absolute blast. Pre-game show, once the game gets underway, live play-by-play, audience interaction, super chat giveaways, and hopefully we can get to another milestone right here on the show of 93,000 subscribers as we continue on that push toward getting that plaque from YouTube. We're also going to discuss some Niners roster moves on the program here today. San Francisco making a few of them. Niners signing Il Manning and Jeremy McNichols back to the practice squad. Il Manning, an offensive tackle and guard hybrid. Jeremy McNichols coming off that hamstring injury which he suffered during the preseason. He was let go and now brought back by San Francisco. The Niners also surprisingly releasing backup fullback Jack Coletto, who was a UDFA out of Oregon State, had that touchdown in the preseason. Everybody thought he was going to be the heir apparent to Kyle Juszczyk. Now what happens was that just a move to let him go and then bring him back. And then the defensive tackle, Marlon Davidson, also released by the Niners. Coletto, the big surprise there for the reasons that I talked about because everybody was raving about him during training camp with the ability that he brings to this team as a fullback. And when you look forward, Kyle Juszczyk's making a lot of money that maybe he would be a financial cut at some point to free up some cash because he does play fullback. Next up, for the homies, where are you watching from? Let us know. We're coming to you from the Chat Sports Studios. We're so happy that all of you are here with us. Where are you? Our show is so hot, I got to bring out this fan right here because there's so many juicy topics for us to talk about. So let us know where you're watching from, and we'll start to give you some shout-outs here live on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Let's see. Hamilton City, California from Chua, Muncie, Indiana from Angelo, Levi Stadium from Bo. Are you really watching from Levi Stadium? That's pretty cool if that's the case. Brazil from Felipe, Antioch, California from Big Daddy. Nice name. Steve, Austin, Texas. Fort Stockton, Texas from Mundy's. We have SIC near Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Taylorsville, Utah from Jason Black. The 707, California from Baby Cakes. York, Pennsylvania from King Xavier. Grand Rapids, Michigan from The Real Fisherman. Chadron, faithful all the way from New Jersey. Samuel in Delaware. And Jason, Lakeland, Florida. We want you to get on the show here today. A couple of ways for you to do that. Use the hashtag 49ers. Better yet, Super Chat to get your questions, your observations, and your takes featured right here on the show. And if you want to send in a donation, it goes a long way in supporting what we do here on the channel. $5, I'll give you a Niner mug cheers. $10 or more, or for first-time Super Chatters, you get your initials on the Miner helmet. We're always down to bring that jackhammer out and that pickaxe out to do some work because we like to grind. Any $20 Super Chat that we get, we're dropping down doing 20 push-ups, 50 for a shotgun or a freedom funnel. And if anybody out there sends in a donation of $100 or more, you become an exclusive member of the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. All of the Super Chats all throughout this year who send in $100 or more, you get entered into the Gold Mine Hall of Fame, a very special crew right here on the 49ers Report. First, though, we have 165 people watching live right now. That number is only going to continue to grow throughout the day. We want more people to come in here. You want that to happen? Hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We should be able to get to 100 likes before we start this show. Hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. San Francisco, let's go. And once we start to get some more likes, we'll officially start the show live on the San Francisco 49ers Report.
Let's go. What did Chase say? It's getting hot in here.
Got producer Chip here to my left.
Hot show. Gotta like the video if you want to see it. Let's go.
Let's go. Up to 53 likes. Continue to pepper that thumbs up icon. Like the video. Let's get it.
We're up to 55 likes. Let's go. Raul, let's go. Mike, me, let's go. John, Miami, Florida, bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go. What a matchup this weekend.
Can't wait, man. Our watch party is going to be absolutely awesome.
Oh, it's going to be insane. You better be there. You better be there.
All right, continue to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. We're up to 163 people watching live, 66 likes. Roddy Cow just said, Chip, is that you? It is Chip. We have some news items that we're going to start with. We'll continue to preview this game against the Dallas Cowboys as well. Trade candidates to talk about as we're up to 170 people watching live. And Mutt Flatulence gets us started with a $5 Super Chat. We appreciate you, Mutt. Mutt. How many picks do you think Dak will throw on Sunday? Let's say 2. Dak Prescott throws 2 interceptions against the Niners. What's interesting here is that San Francisco has really owned Dak Prescott. He's played a total of 6 playoff games. And in 4 games not playing the Niners, he's completed 67% of his passes, and he has 12 total touchdowns and 2 picks. In 2 playoff games against the Niners, completion percentage down to 57.5%, 3 total touchdowns down from 12, and 3 interceptions. I think San Francisco can get after Dak Prescott in this game, and we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming up here on the show. Mutt, $5 Super Chat. That's a Niner mug. Cheers. Appreciate you. And if anybody wants to send in a Super Chat all throughout the show, you can do that as well. What we're going to start off with, important injury news on the Cowboys sideline, Niners sideline. San Francisco making a couple of roster moves, and we're going to embrace debate. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? The 49ers Report Live begins right now. Continue to like that video. By the time I'm done this segment, we're at 77 likes. We should get to 100. And with that, let's start the show. Here we go. Welcome into the show. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report right here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. And on the docket for today, important injury news going on the Niners sideline and Cowboys sideline. San Francisco making a couple of roster moves. And then lastly, is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? All of that coming your way. First, though, today's show is sponsored by True Classic. You can get 25% off when you use the promo code ChatSports25. You've seen me wear their regular t-shirts. Today I'm wearing one of their polos, which has that athletic wear, and you can spice up your wardrobe now that fall is here with True Classic. Fall is here. That means one thing. It's time to break out my favorite jeans, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all from True Classic. And with football season in full swing, there's nothing better than watching my favorite teams in these ultra-comfortable, perfect-fitting essentials. Everything they make is crafted with premium fabrics to help you look and feel great anytime, anywhere. Okay, so let's talk about these shirts for a moment. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're amazing. True Classic completely re-engineered how t-shirts and polos fit, creating a looser fit in the gut, tighter around your arms and shoulders to bring out your best features. And the fabric looks and feels like butter, making it very comfortable with that base layer on chilly days. Trust me, you're going to get a lot of compliments when you wear True Classic. The best part is that this is a truly premium product offered at an affordable price. So if you're ready to make the easiest fall upgrade, shop right now at trueclassic.com/chatsports25. Use the promo code ChatSports25 for that deal to apply. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. You know my motto, look good, feel good. I'm able to do that with True Classic. So obviously a lot to get to here on the show today, and I appreciate all of you for being here with us. We're going to start with an injury update on Deebo Samuel because going into this game against Dallas on Sunday Night Football, according to Ian Rapoport of NFL Network, he is still not operating at peak health. He is still less than 100%. Here is the exact report from Rap Sheet. I'd say that Samuel was pretty limited last week. He did play, had a couple of carries, no catches while he dealt with the knee injury. And while he dealt with the rib injury, he was on the injury report and the rib injury went away. So clearly, that has gotten better to a point where he did not need to be listed. Still limited with that knee injury, though, this week. And for Deebo Samuel, I would expect his participation to ramp up. I don't get a sense that his status for Sunday is in doubt, just clearly going to have to manage that knee injury all throughout the week. We know that Deebo, loves playing against the Dallas Cowboys, and he's had some iconic moments against that organization. And last week against Arizona, you could tell that he was banged up with the way that he moved, with the way that he played, especially when you compare how he was moving against Arizona with how he balled out the week before. Deebo did not have a target against the Cardinals after having 7, 8, and 12 in the previous 3 weeks. He popped off against the New York Giants, was hurt against last week, I should say, and that's why Brandon Ayuk was able to go off in his spot. Keys to attacking Dallas, whether Deebo is healthy or not, this is really what I think this football game comes down to. And I know that Kyle Shanahan and this coaching staff have been honing in on some of the points here to my right. For San Francisco, obviously have to keep Micah Parsons under control. This is a player that can wreck the game just by himself as a stand-up edge rusher because that's primarily what he's doing. He already has 4 sacks this year with a bevy of quarterback hits, quarterback pressures. He's also faced some of the most double teams among all edge rushers in the NFL, as we're going to show you here in a little bit. And then outside of Micah Parsons, who I guarantee you is going to be lined up against Colton McKivitz a lot, San Francisco has to work off the momentum of how the offensive line played against the Cardinals. Against Arizona in Week 4, San Francisco in the trenches only gave up a total of 3 quarterback pressures. That's great progress from what they did in the previous weeks to start the year, but the rest of that Cowboys defensive line outside of Parsons is a very good team. I also want to see the Niners through the air test out the Cowboys corners with Deebo. Hopefully he's close to 100%, as well as Brandon Ayuk. And on top of that, I want to see Deebo and Ayuk physically overpower those Cowboys corners. They're, of course, without Trayvon Diggs, who's out for the rest of the year after he tore his ACL about a week and a half ago up to this point. But how many times have we seen Deebo run over a DB? And then they shy away from making a tackle. Ayuk doing the same thing, whether he's running him over or making a miss with that pull-away speed to get away and take it to the end zone. When that happens over and over and over again, that just leads to more yak for the Yak Kings on a team that has a bunch of Yak Kings. The pre-snap motion for this Niners offense, that allows you to get some really good looks. This is a Cowboys defense that is terrific, and you want every advantage possible. You have to send Kyle Juszczyk in motion, do that. Deebo, Ayuk, Kittle. You get that motion. You're able to identify whether it's man if a man follows them, or if they're in that zone defense, or you get creative with some of those wrinkles of getting Deebo Samuel on the move, which allows him to seamlessly get into that route. That's what I want to see. Find every advantage possible against a Cowboys team that's giving up only 10 points per game. And then for Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, keep doing what you've been doing for a really long time since Purdy became starter, since CMC was brought in via that trade with the Panthers. Keep balling, because that has been a great 1-2 punch that has not lost a regular season game in which they started together. You look at how this Niners offense stacks up against this Cowboys defense. This is truly a battle between two of the top offensive and defensive teams in the National Football League. The Niners have scored at least 30 points in every game this season. That's number 4 in the NFL as far as their points per game goes at 31.3. The Cowboys, though, surrendering just 10.3 points per outing. That is number 1 in the NFL. If San Francisco goes out there at Levi's Stadium on Sunday and they drop another 30-burger and Brock Purdy plays well, that right there is going to be a statement. So from Deebo Samuel to Micah Parsons, we have an injury update on him because in the Cowboys win last week against the New England Patriots, in which they ran away from New England in that game at AT&T Stadium in Jerry World, Parsons did get banged up. But he provided an update that he's feeling pretty good going into what could be the most hyped regular season game on the 2023 NFL calendar. Parsons, on how he's feeling today, this one coming from John Machota, because the ankle and knee definitely affected him last Sunday. Parsons said it was definitely a banged-up game, but honestly, after getting my treatments, doing the extra work that I need to do to get prepared for this game, I feel really great, and I feel high-spirited right now. Also of note is that the Cowboys could have all 5 of their offensive line starters for the first time on the field together since the divisional round against the Niners last year. ESPN pass rush win rate. This goes to show you how good of a player Parsons has been, and you don't see Nick Bosa on this list. Micah Parsons winning at a 36% clip. That's great, ahead of Boye Mafe, Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, Bryce Huff. Where you do see Nick Bosa is on the ESPN double team rates. Bosa has been double teamed the most times among all edge rushers in the NFL. There, he's at 33%. He's still one of the highest graded players according to Pro Football Focus. Micah Parsons behind him at 29, followed by Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt. This game on Sunday night featuring the reigning Defensive Player of the Year against Parsons, who right now is the leader to win Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. If you love to watch edge rushers, this is the game for you. And we hope that you watch it with us right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Going live for another watch party. We'll have another pregame show once the game gets underway. Live audience interaction, live play-by-play, super chat giveaways. It'll be the best place to experience the game outside of being at Levi's Stadium. And we hope that during our watch party, we can continue that pursuit of 100,000 subscribers. Let's get to 93K on Sunday. Niners making a couple of roster moves. Let's hit that next here on the show. San Francisco signing Il Manning and Jeremy McNichols to the practice squad. Surprisingly, San Francisco releasing backup fullback Jack Coletto as well as Marlon Davidson. Jack Colletto, this is a surprise because a lot of people thought that he was going to be the heir apparent to Kyle Juszczyk. I'm not sure if this is a move to let him go, free up a practice squad spot to then bring back Colletto a little bit later. Marlon Davidson, not a bad backup defensive tackle by any means, but Colletto, the big name there. The big addition coming back to this roster is our son that we talked about in the preseason. I know Brad from SF Niners was all over Il Manning as well. He played really good football in the preseason. Signed with the Niners as a UDFA out of Hawaii. And in the preseason, he played left tackle. He held it down, protecting the quarterback's blind side. Whoever was on the field playing quarterback for the Niners during the preseason, many, including San Francisco as an organization, do project him to play guard because his arms are a little bit shorter. He actually got poached off the Niners practice squad after he did not make the Niners' initial 53-man roster, goes to Arizona, was signed to their active roster, then let go. He had opportunities to go somewhere else, comes back to the team that found him as a diamond in the rough prospect, and hopefully his development can continue on this Niners offense. It's Dallas week, and if you're ready to beat the Cowboys again, because San Francisco has ended the Cowboys season each of the last 2 years in the playoffs, Jimmy Garoppolo in 2021, Brock Purdy in 2022, I want you to type F Dallas down in the chat. Speaking of Brock Purdy, spent a few moments talking about him to round out the show because this is a great debate going on among the faithful right now. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Kyle Shanahan was asked if he is, and he said that that's pretty disrespectful. But a lot of people think that Brock Purdy is a product of his offensive system. So I want y'all to kind of sit back, and I want you to pose this question to yourself one more time. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Earth-shattering news in 2023, two things can be true at the same exact time. Brock Purdy is playing really good football in 2023, piggybacking off of what he accomplished in 2022, in which he did not lose a game that he started and finished after replacing Jimmy Garoppolo. At the same time, Kyle Shanahan does have a quarterback-friendly system because he's able to scheme open wide receivers, which allows an easy read for the quarterback for the pitch and catch. The 49ers also have explosive weaponry on that offense with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle. But as the quarterback of this team, you need to still facilitate the rock and deliver the football. And while Kyle Shanahan is a great play designer and a great play caller, one of the best in the NFL, Purdy still has to have the level of anticipation that he's been able to display, the pocket feel and pocket mobility. The improvisational plays have nothing to do with Kyle Shanahan's system. Brock Purdy still has to process and be accurate, and he's been able to check all of those boxes off. So for me, Brock Purdy is a legit quarterback. He's not just a byproduct of Kyle Shanahan's system. And here's what Kyle Shanahan had to say about that. He said, that's pretty ridiculous. You just got to watch the tape. He plays at a high level every time he's been out there, and he's done it in a lot of different situations versus a lot of different defenses. On the road, at home, playoff games, when injured, you can't do all that stuff. He's been out there too long. It is on tape. So I've shared my opinions. What are your opinions on this? Is Purdy a system quarterback? I think a lot of people who have been saying this just don't like the Niners. Y for yes, N for no. Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and supporting the show. All right. Is he a system quarterback? Jonathan, no. Shannon, yes. Southsco, yes. The average Niner fan, no. Dan, Jacob, Chua, no. Baby Cakes, yes. Mutt, no. Chadron, no. Honcho, no. Black Mask, I love it. Brock's a goddamn winner. Black Mask, Black Mask. I love how he's bringing that bold statement. Why from Ernesto? Come on now, look at the stats from Chadron. He's been one of the highest graded quarterbacks in the NFL, and statistically, he's certainly up there. Raul Gordano, a $10 super chat. Dak, here comes Javon Hargrave, R.I.P. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions in that divisional round matchup last year. He led the NFL in interceptions thrown, and throughout the playoffs in 2 matchups against the Niners, he has really struggled. Whereas in the other 4 playoff games that he's played a lot better. And this year, I think that this Niners defense is better than the Niners defense last year, which was number 1 in the National Football League. That is a $10 super chat from Raul. And anybody today who sends in a super chat of $10 or more, or if you're a first-time super chatter, you get a gold sticker to go on our Miner helmet here. And Raul is the newest addition on this beautiful Miner helmet. Here is our super chat menu before we get to our second segment. You want to send in $5? That'll be a Niner mug cheers. $10 to sign the Miner helmet. Like Raul. $20. I'll do 20 push-ups right here on the show. $50 for a shotgun or a funnel. And if anybody out there sends in $100 or more, you will enter the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. The only Gold Mine Hall of Fame member that I'm seeing in the chat right now is Black Mask, who's a multi-time entry winner into the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. So if you want to join that, you can right now. San Francisco, let's go. All right, we're going to continue to move forward on today's show. 300 people watching live, 105 likes. If you want to continue to support the show for free, do us a favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. What we're going to do next, we're going to continue to preview the Niners matchup against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. Let me give you all a beer cheers one more time. And we'll continue to talk about this game because the storylines are aplenty. So let's dive into it right now, live on the 49ers Report. Coming your way on today's San Francisco 49ers Report, we're going to continue to get you ready, prepped, and get the stage set for Sunday Night Football as the San Francisco 49ers play host to the Dallas Cowboys. This is the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you so much for being here with us. And throughout this month so far, as we're a few days into October, fall is here. It smells like football. It feels like football. We've been having a sub-battle with the Dallas Cowboys Report inside the walls here at Chat Sports. Already, we're off to an awesome start. 954 new subscribers right here on the channel. To everybody who's new, we appreciate you, and we're beating the Cowboys Report pretty handily. I hope that this is an actual representation of what happens on Sunday night. Let's beat the Cowboys here at Chat Sports and on the field in the hopes that the Niners can stay undefeated and push that record to 5-0. Speaking of that game, just a quick plug. We'll be doing another watch party for it. We're approaching 93,000 subscribers. This will be the best place to experience the game outside of being at the game, and we have some awesome Super Chat giveaways when that broadcast does go down. All right, let's continue to preview this game up against the Dallas Cowboys, and there's a lot of movement on the injury front, both for San Francisco as well as Dallas. You take a look at the Niners injury report here. Charvarius Ward dealing with a heel injury that's kind of been lingering all throughout this year. It has not resulted in him missing time, so hopefully with the Niners' number 1 corner, this is just a rest for him. Dre Greenlaw still dealing with that ankle injury. He was still able to play, though, in Week 4. John Feliciano currently out with a concussion. Backup offensive lineman who can fill in at center as well as guard. Elijah Mitchell did not play against Arizona because of a knee injury that he suffered in practice a little more than a week ago. And then Deebo Samuel still dealing with sore ribs, but it's the knee issue, according to Ian Rapoport of NFL Network, that has him less than 100%. To the Cowboys injury report, they've been banged up along the offensive line, but according to a lot of Cowboys beat writers, it looks as though all 5 of the Cowboys starting offensive linemen are going to be able to play in this game. And if that's the case, Dallas will have their starting offensive line combination, all 5 guys, for the first time playing together, going all the way back to the divisional round last year in the playoffs against San Francisco. So here, you have Tyron Smith with the knee, Zach Martin thigh, CD Lamb ankle, Malik Hooker shoulder. All these players expected to play. Micah Parsons is as well with the knee, Peyton Hendershot ankle, Rico Dowdle with the hip, and then Damone Clark with that shoulder injury. So we go from the injury report in San Francisco and in Dallas to the matchups to watch between these two teams once they clash in the Bay Area at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. I want to spend a few moments talking about Brock Purdy against the Dallas Cowboys' third down defense, because this Cowboys defense is giving up 10 points per game. It's by far number one in the NFL. You might want to point to them not playing anybody up to this point, and their schedule has been weak. Their lone loss to the Arizona Cardinals, who San Francisco throttled last week. But 10 points per game in today's NFL, in which the rules and the style of play favors the offense, is impressive. And a huge key for Dallas that I've been hearing all throughout the week: get San Francisco into obvious passing downs. Third and medium, third and long, to try to bait Brock Purdy into making some turnovers. The Dallas Cowboys, the last 2 years, their defense against opposing offenses, when it comes down to third down conversion rate, 2021, 6 of 13, 46%. 2022, 50%. That's a total of 13 of 27, 48%. These are the third down numbers against San Francisco. Third down expected points added per play, though, Brock Purdy this year has been one of the best quarterbacks at moving the chains on third down. Purdy, atop of Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, and Tua Tagovailoa. So third down conversions, third down efficiency is going to be a huge talking point in this game. So is this, and I think that this statistic is really important too for when you're watching this game. The Dallas Cowboys, currently number one in the NFL in defensive DVOA versus passes to the left and passes to the right. They are number 27 against passes in the middle of the field. So where does the Shanahan-McDaniel offense like to throw the ball? Oftentimes, they like to throw the football down the center of the field. And that's where Brock Purdy is really comfortable. And that's why, if you go back and watch that divisional round matchup against the Cowboys last year, where did Kyle Shanahan have Brock Purdy throwing a lot of his balls? In between the numbers, in between the hashes. Now, with the explosive element that Purdy's been able to add to this Niners offense in throwing the long ball, and now that you have all these weapons to spread the field, I wonder if San Francisco will still try to target the sideline. If you think the Niners will smash Dallas in this football game, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Still more to get to here on the show, but my goodness, I cannot wait for Sunday. It cannot get here enough. Today's show is sponsored by ZBiotics. You can get 15% off by using the promo code CHATSPORTS. We're also going to pop up this QR code so that you can see for yourself. ZBiotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic, and I got to be honest, you've all seen how crazy some of our watch parties get, and sometimes after our watch parties, I don't always bounce back well the next day. That's not a problem any longer, because I finally found ZBiotics. It's a pre-alcohol probiotic, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, and it was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, and it's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it the most. Drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. This Halloween, pair your candy and cocktails with ZBiotics to avoid a spooky next morning. So here's the deal. ZBiotics.com/chatsports. Scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your order. That's using the promo code CHATSPORTS. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. We really appreciate ZBiotics for sponsoring today's show. Next matchup to watch between the Niners and the Cowboys here. It's the Niners offensive line against the Cowboys defensive line, and the Cowboys offensive line against the Niners defensive line. Did I say that right? I think so. Either way, it's the O-lines against the D-lines for both of these teams. And that could be another area that decides this football game in the trenches. You look at Dallas so far in 2023. Offensively, number 4 in points per game at 31. They are number 11 in yards per game, number 15 in yards per play, Third down conversion percentage, number 1. They're converting 51.5% of those opportunities. And then defensively, we talked about them earlier. Number 1 in points per game, a shade over 10 points per game. Third down conversion rate, red zone percentage, number 4. So I wonder what's going to give here for Dallas. And then you shift gears and look at how the Niners stack up against those Cowboys numbers. San Francisco scoring 31 points per game. They're putting up the second most yards per game, number 2 in yards per play. Third down conversion rate, 46.5. Red zone percentage, that's red zone trips turned into touchdowns, number 7. And then defensively, San Francisco good in points per game. Number 3, yards per game, number 5. Number 3 in yards per play, but third down conversion percentage at 20 and red zone percentage at 23. Those latter 2 numbers to the right of Kyle Shanahan going to have to get a little bit better against this Cowboys team for San Francisco to be victorious. Matchup number 3 to watch, Christian McCaffrey against the Dallas Cowboys linebackers. This is McCaffrey getting to the second level as a runner. This is McCaffrey making guys miss in the open field as a runner or a pass catcher. This is also McCaffrey making defenders miss at the line of scrimmage. This Niners rushing attack has been outstanding so far, and it's all led by McCaffrey, who's leading the NFL in rushing yards with 80 carries, 459 yards. But on top of that, as we know with Run CMC, he always has the opportunity to gash you and the ability to do that in catching the football when he becomes pass CMC. 18 grabs, 141 receiving yards, 7 total touchdowns. Outside of the quarterback position, you can make the argument he's been the most valuable offensive player. And the Cowboys linebacking core, pretty solid. Can they match up with Christian McCaffrey? I don't think so. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more of McCaffrey operating out of that slot wide receiver spot, because I think he can be advantageous in winning those matchups. Matchup number 4, Jaron Kearse, a box safety against George Kittle. We looked earlier at the numbers where the Cowboys kind of struggle with defending certain areas of the field. The Cowboys' defensive DVOA rank to the left, number 1. To the right, number 1. So when teams target them to the right and left sides of the field, they're number 1 in defensive DVOA. To the middle, though, number 27. Where does George Kittle make a living? Going right down the numbers, right down the seam. And that's right in the sight line of Brock Purdy. Another reason why we're talking about McCaffrey against the linebackers, going back to that previous point, him coming out of the backfield as a route runner, he fakes out into the flat, cuts it upfield. That's how San Francisco can target the weak spot, the blemish of this Cowboys defense, which ranks number 1 in the National Football League. And then lastly, this is a matchup to monitor too. Kyle Shanahan is a much better coach than Mike McCarthy when it comes to play design, play calling, scheme, game management, big game experience. I understand McCarthy has won 1 Super Bowl. Shanahan has not won a Super Bowl yet as a head coach. That happened, back in 2009 with Aaron Rodgers. What have you done for me lately? This is a what have you done for me lately type of league. And recently, Kyle Shanahan has been the far superior coach to Mike McCarthy. I want to see how that coaching matchup results in which team might win this game. So who do you think wins this game? Is it the Dallas Cowboys type DAL? Is it the San Francisco 49ers type SF? I think the Niners are going to win this game, and I think it's going to be an epic showdown at Levi Stadium. All right, one more segment to get to, and then we'll do our mailbag in which we take your questions. Black Mask saying Kyle is light years ahead of Mike McCarthy. I agree. See, Black Mask, you and I don't always see eye to eye. Today we are, though. Words of wisdom. What's up, Words? The Valencia family, what it do? Jenny Woofy is here. You know when Black Mask and Jenny Woofy and Words of Wisdom are here, we're going to have a damn good day. Roddy Cal, been one of our big supporters of the show, one of our Super Chat MVPs. Great that he is here as well. Let's go, San Francisco. So if you want to get your questions in for our 4th and final segment after our next segment, which is our 3rd, Get those questions in right now. Use the hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to get on the show. Black Mask putting in Gump Wolf. Is Gump Wolf here? I hope Gump Wolf is here. I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but if he is, Gump Wolf, you know you're my guy. We appreciate you too. Mickey, he thinks the Niners win 30-20. Yusuf just tuned in. What's the injury update? You can scroll back and look at that if you want. We just went through all of the injury reports, both on the Cowboys sideline and Niners sideline. Deebo Samuel, according to Ian Rapoport, still less than 100%, but it's not expected to keep him out of this game. Micah Parsons is expected to play, and then the Cowboys expected to have all 5 starters along their offensive line. There you go. That's a quick snippet of the injury report. Good job by How About Them Niners getting that question in. Continue to use hashtag 49ers to be a part of the show.
Get those questions in. Make sure you use the hashtag.
We're going to do trade targets first, and then we're going to do our mailbag. So you have a little bit of time. Jonathan Lamont, Chase is a real one. Bro, I need a jersey. We might have to do some jersey giveaways at some point. Black Mask, we have a delusional Dallas fan in here. Bad glue sniffing. They're all delusional.
Boo.
Boo. Boo the Cowboys fan out of here. All right, coming up next, trade targets. 3 players the Niners could trade for who greatly improve the Niners' Super Bowl odds. Chip, you ready to rock it into the trifecta segment? Let's do it. We're still live here on the Niners Report. Continue to hang out with us. Coming up on today's San Francisco 49ers Report, we're going to take a look at 3 players who the Niners could trade for who greatly improve the Niners' chances of winning the Super Bowl as they are on that quest for 6. These are players who could provide an immediate impact on this Niners roster. And we start with the biggest area of weakness on this Niners team here in 2023. Up to this point, it's right tackle. If San Francisco were to trade for Tristan Wirfs of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it would blow me away. I would be so excited because this guy could be a building block for your organization for many years to come. Why? He's one of the best young right tackles in the game, and this is a guy who's going to be getting the job done for a really long time. The issue with this is that you rarely see any quality right or left tackles get traded in the lead up to the trade deadline, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 3-1 throughout the first month of the season, and they're not sellers up to this point. If they start to lose, maybe they look to trade away a player like Tristan Wirfs, but you look at what he's done in 2023, and since getting drafted by Tampa Bay out of Iowa, he's been consistently one of the best tackles in the game. This year so far, 257 offensive snaps, 149 pass block snaps, 1 penalty, 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and 2 total pressures. Those numbers and the player, so much better than Colton McKivitz. And for the Niners, they are not paying a lot of money at the offensive line. And I can see why they have that team-building strategy. That allows you to pay big-time dollars to Deebo, to Christian McCaffrey, to Trent Williams, to Nick Bosa. Hopefully soon, a Brandon Ayuk, Talanoa Hufanga, and maybe down the line, Brock Purdy as well. But offensive line is not something that you can neglect or ignore. And I think that the Niners have done that to a certain degree with Colton McKivitz because he has not been all that good this year, and we saw it coming from a mile away. Our chat stats portion of the show, per Sports Info Solutions, out of 137 offensive linemen who have played at least 100 snaps this year, McKivitz's adjusted blown block percentage against the pass ranks him 132nd. Mike McGlinchey, former Niners right tackle, is 16 spots above him. McKivitz has been significantly better against the run. The 49ers have consistently run the ball the most effectively when it's in the direction of McKivitz. So the Niners are averaging 4.7 yards per carry behind him. So really a summary there, they run it behind McKivitz and they had a lot of success running to that right side. Pass blocking, though, he has not been that good. You don't have to worry about that with Tristan Wirfs, a player who greatly improves your chances of winning Super Bowl 58. Play the scout, get in that front office for San Francisco, grade McKivitz's play this year, A, B, C, D, or F. want you to let me know down in the comment section right now. We have some more trade targets to get to for the Niners. First, though, today's show is sponsored by True Classic. I'm wearing one of their polos right now. It's that athletic material. I love how it's a little tight in the chest and on the arms, but a little bit looser around the waist because after those watch parties, I'm feeling a little bit bloated. But with True Classic, I look good, I feel good, baby. And you can get 25% off using the promo code ChatSports25 at trueclassic.com/ChatSports25. And I just want to spend a moment telling you about True Classic here because fall is here. You have an opportunity to add to your wardrobe, but at the same time, you're able to make an investment into some really quality clothes while saving a lot of money. With True Classic, they have my favorite jeans, t-shirts, and sweatshirts. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Everything is amazing. They've completely re-engineered how t-shirts fit, creating a looser fit in the gut, tighter around the arms and shoulders. The fabric feels like butter, and it makes for a comfortable base layer, especially on some of those chilly days with October in full swing. Trust me, you're going to get a lot of compliments when you wear True Classic gear. So if you're ready to make the easiest summer upgrade, shop now. Use our promo code, ChatSports25. We're going to put that link down below in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. What's also cool is that you can buy some of their shirts in bulk. So at the end of the day, you're able to save a lot of money as well. Not fronting. I'm not capping. True Classic is where it's at. 25% off using that code ChatSports25. Let's continue to move forward, talk about some more Niners trade targets. This one is going to blow a lot of people away, and some of you might be a little bit confused. But hear me out. Could San Francisco trade for Jonathan Taylor? Christian McCaffrey is having an otherworldly season so far throughout the first 4 weeks, but his usage is extremely high, and he's on pace for his most touches since 2019. That was a little while ago. Christian McCaffrey is not getting any older. And with Jonathan Taylor, he wants out of Indianapolis. The backup running backs to Christian McCaffrey all have issues. Elijah Mitchell health. Jordan Mason coughing the football up. Ty Davis-Price is an awful pass blocker. This would be bold, but San Francisco able to get yet another elite player on this roster and just ease the workload off of Christian McCaffrey a little bit, and then maybe that allows you to run CMC in the slot as a wide receiver. Because look at how often McCaffrey has been used this year. It's wild. 80 carries, 459 yards in 4 games. 18 grabs, 141 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns to go along with it. Jonathan Taylor just came off IR for the Indianapolis Colts, who have been somewhat surprising so far this year. He was the rushing champion back in 2021, second year in the league, when he toted the rock 332 times for 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns. Last year, he only played 11 games, but this is how good of a player he is. In those 11 games, he still ran for 861 yards, as once again, he was on pace of having another season like 2021, and it's not like that offensive line for Indianapolis has been all that stellar. Trade target number 3 is a player who is a dream trade target for the Niners. And like Tristan Wirfs, I think this is another young building block for your organization, and he can be one of the players who's here for a really long time. Why? He's young, plays a preeminent and very important position, and he's a dog. Patrick Surtain, career stats, 36 games played heading into this year, 128 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 27 pass breakups, 6 interceptions. He has a knack for making plays on the ball. He's very aggressive, has really good instincts. I like his speed and his length. His career coverage stats also pretty good, only giving up a quarterback rating of 79.7 yards, not all that much. He's only given up 8 touchdowns. That's not that much considering how often he is targeted as the Broncos' #1 corner, and only a completion percentage of 58.7 given up by PS2. And when you think about making some of these trades, sometimes these trades are just one-year rentals. You bring in a player, you want them to impact your squad for a half a season. When you make that deal at the NFL trade deadline, that's it. You say, thank you, we'll see ya, we don't want to pay you any longer. With a guy like Wirfs, with the guy like Patrick Surtain, those are important positions where the Niners have question marks at right tackle because of McKivitz, at cornerback because you're a little bit concerned with some depth outside of Charvarius Mooney, Ward, and Diamador Lenore. How about a Charvarius Ward and Patrick Surtain 1-2 punch at that cornerback spot? That right there is very scary. So with that, we ask you this. Name a player you want the San Francisco 49ers to trade for. Those are 3 players right there who I believe greatly improve the Niners' chances of winning Super Bowl 58. And when you canvass this roster, they're playing well at quarterback. They're set at wide receiver. They're really good at running back. Tight end, check. Defensive line, linebacker, all good. Safety, I like the safety tandem. With Talanoa Hufanga and Deshaun Gibson. Jair Brown is waiting in the wings, but offensive line, cornerback, 2 areas of need for San Francisco. That would be a splash move by the Niners. Couple of super chats coming in. We asked you, use hashtag 49ers for a super chat to get on the show. I know I saw one come in from Words of Wisdom. 49er Life Niner, $2 super chat. We got them dull-ass Cowboys. How about them dull-ass Cowboys? Love it. Words of Wisdom with the 5. Thoughts on the story that Jimmy G could have suited up for the NFC Championship game, but didn't. Also that Jimmy Ward refused to play certain defensive back positions. So he didn't refuse to play DB. He just told Kyle Shanahan he did not want to play in the slot. But Kyle Shanahan then came back and said, do you want to be a starter? And that's why Deshaun Gibson and Talanoa Hufanga played at safety. Ward was hurt. They signed Gibson. He plays well. Hufanga continued to emerge as a star. And the spot for Jimmy Ward to get playing time was slot nickel corner. That's not the position that he wanted to play. That's why he left, and he teamed up with D'Amico because D'Amico told him, according to Jimmy Ward, I'm going to make you my starting safety. As for the beef that he kind of had with Kyle, he did. And he said that his tenure with the Niners, after being the longest tenured Niner on last year's club, came to a sour ending because he didn't really talk with Shanahan or the organization after Shanahan said, we're going to put you a slot nickel, and that's really going to be it. You're not going to be our safety. Now, it worked out for the Niners, and from a coaching standpoint, that was the correct move because it allowed for Gibson and Hufanga to be on the field in addition to Jimmy Ward. And this year, you're seeing how the Niners kind of miss a Jimmy Ward at slot nickel because Isaiah Oliver has kind of struggled throughout training camp as well as in the preseason. So the last part of that, thoughts on the story that Jimmy G would have suited up, that also came from Jimmy Ward. He was on a podcast with former Niner and unfortunately former Seahawk Richard Sherman. Jimmy Ward said, yeah, I thought that Jimmy G could have played in that game. He could have suited up. And he kind of referenced, maybe it was the bad blood that kept him off the field. Very interesting stuff. See, even athletes can put on this tinfoil hat sometimes. That's why it gets interesting. All right, we're going to round out with the mailbag here live on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior, producer Chip here to my left, and the faithful tuned in from all across the globe. Words of Wisdom, another $5 super chat. We're up to 27 in supers. You love to see it. And this one's really funny. And I hope that we have some more clips of this happening because I hope that Cowboys fans have their phones ready for when the clock hits 0 on Sunday night. Words of Wisdom, Chase, over/under on broken TVs by Cowgirl fans after seeing our Niners crush their little blue hearts. Like the troll's heart in the comments down below. I love it, man. And I'm going to put a heart on your super chat. Are we talking nationwide or the videos that go out on social media? Over/under 100 TVs that are broken nationwide for Cowboys fans out there. One of the funny ones I saw last year, too, a guy took the TV off of his wall, then he put it in his driveway, got his truck, and drove over it like a couple of times. And then as he accelerated and put it in drive, the momentum of the tire kind of kicked the TV back and it shot into the garage. That was hilarious. The best one 2 years ago in 2021 is when a dude brought out a gun. He punches the TV, it falls down, brings out a gun, a handgun, and just shoots it on the ground. Like, that was legendary stuff.
Typical Cowboys fans.
Typical Cowboys
fans.
F the Cowboys.
F the Cowboys.
That's the motto all week. Beat Dallas and F Dallas. And it's going to get electric in our live chat on Sunday for those reasons. Beer cheers for both of words. Get those questions in right now. Oh, Dick Butkus passed away. Age of 80. R.I.P. Football legend. That's too bad. 80 years old. He did not look 80. But R.I.P. to him. We got enough questions in there, Chip? All right, the questions are in. We're going to break down those questions next to round out our live show. Segment number 4 coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report. All right, let's do it. Welcome in. What's good? What's up? This is the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Today's show is sponsored by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on the best men's grooming products at manscaped.com/49ers. Promo code 49ers for that deal to apply. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video, and we'll tell you more about what Manscaped has to offer here in a little while. The premium package obviously is tremendous. All of the products involved in one. Stay tuned to find out. And once again, that deal, the best that Manscaped has to offer, and they're only giving that deal to the faithful family. Before we start to take your questions here on the show, another reminder, make sure you subscribe to the channel because you're a winner at the end of the day when you do that because you get our free content every single day. Niners news and analysis year-round. But also, you get alerted when you turn on those notifications and subscribe of when we go live. At this point, we're going live a couple of times per week, every Tuesday and Thursday, and then on game day. Let's get to 93,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Faithful, we appreciate you. We start off our mailbag with this $5 super chat coming in from Mutt Flatulence. How many picks do you think that Dak Prescott will throw on Sunday against San Francisco? So Dak historically, Mutt, has struggled against this Niners defense, and it's come in 2 postseason games against the Niners. And the splits here for Dak in the playoffs are pretty telling. He has played a total of 6 playoff games in his career. In the 2 games against the Niners, he has a completion percentage of 57.5%. He's only thrown for 460 yards in those 2 games. He has 49 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. In the other 4 games that he has played in the postseason, completion percentage goes up from 57.5 to 66.9. Passing yards, more than 1,000. Rushing yards, up by 20, as it's on the uptick to 69. He has 12 total touchdowns as compared to 3, and only 2 interceptions in those other 4 games. So I expect the Niners to come out with multiple fronts. I want to see Steve Wilks, do what he did against the New York Giants. A lot of those 5-man fronts, which allows you to have Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Javon Hargrave on the field at the same time, and then Nick Bosa and which other edge rusher that you want on the field opposite of him, whether it be Drake Jackson or Cleveland Ferrell. You get pressure there with 5. You let your linebackers in your secondary eat. And then the other little wrinkle and sprinkle that I want to see from Steve Wilks, bring Talanoa Hufanga and Fred Warner up to the line of scrimmage. Fake that blitz. Sometimes you want them to blitz. Other times you want them to drop back. And it's that type of multi-layering coverage that can confuse Dak Prescott where he doesn't know where to go with the football, who's dropping back, and he's prone to throwing interceptions. True Allure next up. Who should we trade for at the NFL trade deadline? So a couple of positions that I'm looking at right now. Right tackle, although rarely, if ever, is a right tackle traded going into the deadline. I think you could also use a little bit of an upgrade at cornerback too. Now, if an injury happens, that could change things a little bit. When you're looking at a marquee player, you're looking at a guy like Patrick Surtain at cornerback. A very solid option, Nate Hobbs. Serviceable, a Steven Nelson. Couple of different options there for you, Chua. How about them Niners? Is there any news on Beal, Luter, and Gray returning from IR? It's week 5, so they're eligible to return. So all of those players have not been activated off of IR yet. They didn't go on season-ending IR, so they had to miss at least the first 4 games. But they're still on IR, and they have not been cleared yet, so all those players still injured. Jonathan Lamont Page, what's good, Brody? Is Randy Gregory worth the off-field worries? I think he is, as long as the cost lines up. Your thoughts? So The off-field issues, I think it's had to do with like a lot of marijuana stuff, which I'm not too concerned about. The NFL used to have really strict rules as far as weed goes, but not really any longer. Legal concerns, nothing like too serious where I have issues with it. I'm always an advocate for taking chances on players who I think could play, especially when you have a really good defensive line coach like Chris Kocurek who can maximize players and bring them to the next level. I mean, his track record of doing that is tremendous. And he's currently doing that with Cleveland Ferrell, who was such a massive bust with the Las Vegas Raiders. He's been an impactful player for the Niners here. So I think about it. It all comes down to the amount of money. As of this recording on Thursday, the Broncos have not released him yet. They're trying to find a trade partner. He does not have to go through waivers, by the way. He will become a free agent. It's better if he's a free agent because nobody wants to take on that contract. So basically the Broncos have no trade leverage. Adrian Avila, are you concerned with their offensive line? It's pretty much our weakness, and Dallas does have a very elite defense. Yeah, so the Niners' offensive line hasn't really bitten them yet. Kyle Shanahan has banked on good enough pass protection for Brock Purdy to get rid of the football. And up to this point, it's worked out well. Now, the one game that was a concern was week 1 when you're trying to knock off the cobwebs, and TJ Watt had 3 sacks. Micah Parsons is going to be lined up on Colton McKivitz. So McKivitz will have another tall test. And if he struggles once again, that is not good, and that could wreck your game plan. As I mentioned off the top of the show, the 49ers Report is presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/49ers. I love all of their products, in particular the Lawnmower 4.0, interchangeable blade, a battery life that lasts forever, and Safeguard technology is great. Because when you use cheap razors, how often, whether you're trimming up your beard, your sideburns, the back of your neck, for Manscaped, that George W. Bush down below the waist, you get nicked up, you start to bleed a little bit, you suffer a cut, and that just ain't good. It's also water resistant, so if it gets a little bit wet, you don't have to worry about that. The size of it, good enough to fit in a travel case. So get started today with Manscaped. These are the products that I use. I absolutely love them, and they continue to make improvements to everything. That's why 9 million men have purchased Manscaped products. It's manscaped.com/49ers, promo code 49ers for that deal to apply. If you've also used Manscaped, give me a me down below in the chat, and we appreciate you for supporting the show if that's the case. Jonathan with another one here. If Denver is selling, should they be in the market for Patrick Surtain? I would love Patrick Surtain. He would be my absolute dream target. If I could think right now of 2 players I would love for the Niners to trade for to improve their roster to a level where I'm not sure they have a weakness, Tristan Wirfs, right tackle, Patrick Surtain at cornerback. I think both of those players could be excellent. How about them Niners? We can go back to words of wisdom, too. Do you think Cordarrelle Patterson could still be a dangerous weapon on the Niners? Seems like a player that could do some things and some of the similar things that CMC can. Atlanta doesn't need him. Atlanta doesn't need him. They've barely used him. I don't think San Francisco really needs him either unless they just have plans to use him as a backup running back. As a returner, Ray McCloud is one of the best in the NFL. So you don't need Cordarrelle Patterson to really take over his role. Plus, you can use Ray McCloud as a little bit of a hybrid option too. So I don't think that Cordarrelle Patterson is going to be making his way to the Bay. If McCloud gets injured and you're in need of a returner who can flip the field and has a history of bringing back 109-yard kick returns, Patterson could take it to the crib. By the way, everybody clap it up for how about them Niners? A great profile picture right there, taking a leak on that Cowboys logo. Words of wisdom. Thoughts on the story that Jimmy Garoppolo could have suited up for the NFC Championship game but didn't. Also that Jimmy Ward refused to play certain defensive back positions. So for those of you not in the know, Jimmy Ward, who's now with the Houston Texans, last year in 2022, longest tenured Niner on the roster after being a first-round pick and going through the Harbaugh era way back in the day and then all the way through the Kyle Shanahan era, was talking to Richard Sherman, and he said, look, I thought that Jimmy Garoppolo could have played and suited up in that NFC Championship game. If you remember, we talked about this back in the lead-up to the Super Bowl back in February when Ryan Hensley, who's also a Niners content creator, go check his YouTube channel out, was talking about this and reported this. And Jimmy Ward basically said, I had bad blood with Kyle Shanahan and the Niners before I left in free agency. And so, too, did a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. Is that bad blood a reason why Garoppolo was like, I'm done with this organization. They're not going to bring me back. Why would I risk getting injured further in the NFC Championship game? Now, me as a competitor, I'd be doing everything to get on the field, and the Niners could have used him, and maybe the season ends a little bit differently if they don't have to turn to Christian McCaffrey throwing footballs in the Final Four, but certainly interesting there. And then as far as him playing different DB positions, there's a reason for that. And he didn't say I didn't, and he didn't decline to play defensive back positions. He ended up playing a lot of slot nickel. But in order for him to come back to the Niners, he wanted to play safety. And San Francisco said, we have Talanoa Hufanga, we have Deshaun Gibson. So that's why they didn't re-sign him. And then last year on that defense, Jimmy Ward got hurt, and they signed Deshaun Gibson to the practice squad. They elevated Gibson up to the active roster. He played so well while Jimmy Ward was out that they didn't want to take him off the field because the safety tandem with Gibson and Hufanga was playing so well. So the next option for the Niners was to play Jimmy Ward at slot nickel corner so that they could keep that safety tandem there and still have Jimmy Ward, who going into 2022 was voted as a top 100 player. So certainly some good stuff right there, and you can check it out for yourself on the Richard Sherman podcast. Mr. Black Ice, with the Cal Doo-Doo's offensive line not 100%, how many sacks do you think we'll get? So that tune has actually changed, Mr. Black Ice. The Dallas Cowboys are expected to play and have all 5 of their starting offensive linemen for the first time since the divisional round last year against San Francisco. Now, those players might not be 100% healthy, which could go into your point of the Niners defense being able to eat, but those players probably better than the backups. Either way, that's one of my keys to the game. Can the Niners defensive line finally go off for that sack party, and can Dak Prescott ruin Nick Bosa, ruin Dak Prescott's day? The average Niner fan, are you concerned about the coverage? What are our weaknesses for coverage and the defense to stop the run? I think the weakness for this defense here is the lack of aggressiveness at times from Steve Wilks. Against the Giants on Thursday Night Football, I'm like, yo, Steve, I need to see more of this. 5-man fronts, a lot of blitzes. Daniel Jones had no idea what was coming his way. There was an epic video of him approaching the line of scrimmage. He's like, what do I do here? Fred Warner is breathing down my neck. He might blitz. Talanoa Hufanga might come off that corner on the corner blitz, and they might drop back. I'm going to get confused and turn the football over. I want to see more of those disguise coverages. I'm not sure if San Francisco wanted to reveal a lot against Arizona, and you're going up against Josh Dobbs and a limited Cardinals offense. So why reveal all that much? Against Dallas, though, you got to be able to bring your A game because this Cowboys offense, points per game, top 5 in the NFL. They do really struggle in the red zone, though. Jonathan Page with another one. Is Brian Burns still on the radar? If the Panthers continue to suck and they have no hopes of bringing him back, trade him away to the Niners. Help San Francisco get closer to that Super Bowl while you'll have no first-round pick after making that trade up for Bryce Young. If you're going to be a rebuilding team and you're not going to re-sign Brian Burns, San Francisco will certainly take him. With that, we round out our mailbag with this. Who you got? DAL for the Cowboys, SF for the Niners. Sunday. Can't wait for it. Join our watch party. It's going to be an absolute blast. Good stuff, good questions. Clap it up for everybody. Almost 300 people watching live. We're 22 likes away from 200, and we're down to hang out for a 49ers Report happy hour. Do you want to be a part of it? You can be a part of it. Here's our Super Chat menu. $5, a Niner mug cheers. $10, your name goes on the Miner helmet. $20, I'll do 20 push-ups. $50 for a shotgun or funnel. $100, you enter the Gold Mine Hall of Fame. Because Words of Wisdom is always supporting the show, we're going to give him a WW gold sticker here. So he's going on there. First-time Super Chatters can also go on the Miner helmet as well. We're going to do a 2-minute Super Chat shot clock here. 2-minute Super Chat shot clock. You want to extend the show? Send in a Super Chat. If not, we'll dip out. Words of Wisdom sent one in, another 2. Chase, that gun shooting blanks. like they're men. That's good stuff. Words, 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 words. Dreadhead David, take a beer chug. Chase, my guy. Dreadhead, dreadhead, dreadhead. Donald Layton chilling like a villain. Beer cheers to Dreadhead David. Oh, and Ryan Mack with the 5. Cowboys got beat by the NFC West bottom feeders. We own the Cowboys 2 years running. Know your place, Cowboys. What's interesting is that the record between these two teams is even. It's tied wins and losses with one tie in there. So it's extremely close. But yes, the Niners, last 2 years, have ended the Cowboy season in the playoffs. Zerfon, $2. Where's that international currency coming from? Just discovered it. Just discovered your channel. I'm loving it. Greetings. Zerfon, we're so glad that you're here.
Zerfon, Zerfon, Zerfon.
And since you just discovered the show, San
Francisco.
Thanks for watching the show, man. Let us know where you're watching from. Cheers. Mexican currency? Words of wisdom saying? Okay, that makes sense. And then here's that one that came in from Dreadhead. Another beer cheers for you. We'll reset the Super Chat shot clock. We're up to 40 in donations. Take a beer chug. Chase, my guy. Appreciate you, man. I got a Freedom Funnel here, too. We'll do that for a 50. Chase, what time is the watch party on Sunday? We'll be going live for a pregame show. The game is at, 8:15 p.m. Eastern? So we'll go live hopefully about an hour before it, Chua, as we always do, my man. Donald Layton, nobody has family like our Niner gang. Is bang, Niner gang, as E40 would say.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Dreadhead again. Dreadhead.
Dreadhead.
Dreadhead. Here's another. Love you guys. See you Sunday night. Bang, bong.
Bang, bong.
Have fun hitting that bong. We reset the clock.
2 minutes.
We're back to 2 minutes.
Dos.
We're up to $45 in Super Chats. If we get to 50, I'll shotgun a beer.
Woo.
Or sorry, if we get to 100, I'll shotgun a beer. We're 5 away from 50. If we get to 50, I'll give you a beer chug. Words of wisdom, duck race. Oh, we're going to do another one on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Best believe that.
It's just absolutely electric. We've given out some big winners, too. $100+ I think we got up to almost $180 to our winner 2 weeks ago. Donald Layton, the quest for 6 is on. You already know. Thomas B, damn, I showed up late. Thomas, you can scroll back and just watch the show over again if you want. That's another option for you, bro. Thomas B is always in the building, though. He's always in the comment section, too. That's a real one right there. That's a real one. Put out a video a little bit earlier, too. You can go back and watch that. It was another good one. We're 107 into the 2-minute Super Chat shot clock. Black Mask. Dude, I dropped like $350 last Sunday. That's a Super Chat MVP right there for Black Mask.
Real one.
That's a real one.
Real
Black Mask
one.
can't drop any more money. Don't let him. He's not allowed. That's my rule. He's already done enough. Somebody else has to step up.
Anyone going to the game?
What'd you say?
I was just asking if everybody's going to the game.
I don't think. Yeah, are you going to the game there, Black Mask? I think you only mentioned that you were going to that one with your son.
Or just, anybody. Anybody going to the game.
15 seconds left on the 2-minute shot clock. Is anybody going to extend the show? If not, all good. We sign off. We dip out and we call it a day. In case you're just joining us. Former Bears and NFL legend linebacker, unfortunately, Dick Butkus, passing away today at the age of 80. So RIP to a football legend. The average Niner fan, please, I want happy hour. Donald said, goodbye, Chase and gang.
See ya.
Sad. All right, we're going to sign off here on the show, but get ready and get geared up for our Sunday watch party against the Dallas Cowboys. Coverage coming your way every single day and multiple times per day. In the lead up to that matchup, we'll be live for our pregame show. And then once the game gets underway, it's going to be incredible. Oh! Johnny Wallace keeps us going. I got 5 on it. What up, faithful? 33-23 Niners. I love it, John. Here's another beer cheers. I said I'd give you a beer chug if we got the 50.
I got 5 on it.
Johnny Dubs. Average Niner fan wants a San Francisco. Pissed off conservative. You're not the only one. Type in C for what? Maybe you're watching on delay for that Colton McKivitz grade. If we get to 100, I'm shotgunning. We're directly 50 away. Another 2-minute super chat shot clock. David, remember, chant, we want Trey, can even start when Dak comes on the field to warm up. It's the reason we planted Trey there to piss off Dak. I love the conspiracy theory.
Like it.
It's all good, Johnny said, I can't do more. I'm still climbing back up. I'm getting there, though. Love all y'all. Salute, Johnny Dubs. We appreciate it, man.
Real one.
You're a real one. Black Mask! Oh, this is good, too. Yeah, Black Mask sent me a picture of T.O. on the star.
Oh, I got to see this.
It's this one right here. Legendary stuff. Green screen's messing it up. But that's incredible.
That's awesome.
T.O. twice on the star, and then the second time, a Cowboys defender took issue with it, hit him, and then that Cowboys defender got ejected. And then when T.O. returned to play the Cowboys with the Eagles, he did the same thing, but on the star in the end zone.
Good form.
Good form. All right, that gets us to 55. 45 away from a shotgun.
We're creeping.
We'll reset the super chat shot clock. Back to 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Dos
Minutos.
words. Get a Dallas star for the show so we can step on it. So I'm going to have a cowboy hat. We're going to put F Dallas on the front. And anybody who sends in a certain amount of super chats, their name is going to go on their words. So we're going to give the hard hat a little bit of a rest. And we're going to go cowboy hat. And that's what we're going to do. So in a way, we'll be able to step on the Cowboys and step on the star.
Hat's looking awesome with all those names on there.
Yeah, we're getting close to filling this out. Rick Nyers got the one last year. We just need like the bald spot filled out. The bald spot on the helmet here. And then we could probably go Bill. Go on the Bill here. And then we'll auction this off. It's going to be electric. Niners destroyed the Cowboys in that game. F Dallas, man. We're at 57. 57. If we sign off, that's all good, and we'll catch you on Sunday. Yeah, Black Mass said he loved T.O. He's one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. I still think he's like criminally underrated, too, somehow. Legendary moments with the Niners. That catch against the Packers from Steve Young. Got walloped, sandwiched between those two defenders, still held on.
Black Mask again!
Again! Another 5. Black Mask, let's go! Put the pick of the guy that does the Dallas Chat Sports so that we can hit it. Just give him a little punch. F Tom in the chat.
F Tom.
Pitchfork's Dragon with the 5. Tired of folks disrespecting Purdy, saying it's his coach in the system by that metric number under Bill Belichick Patriots system. Tom Brady was a loser. I agree. Like, it's one of those conversations, and we talked about this earlier. I went on, a little bit of a rant. Like, two things can be true at the same time. Brock Purdy can be playing really well. He can look like a legit quarterback. Kyle Shanahan's system can also be quarterback friendly. Kyle Shanahan might be in his bag calling these plays with the play designs as well. Niners might have a lot of really good weapons. Brock Purdy still needs to have anticipation, accuracy, clutch gene, pocket feel, pocket mobility. The plays that he's making out of structure, it ain't because of the system. The long balls to Brandon Ayuk last week, he's delivering those footballs. We're up to 67 in supers. So after Pitchfork's dragging, I got to reset the clock here. Can we get to 100? Let's do this. We're going to go 50% flash deal in these 2 minutes. Anybody who sends in a 5 or is a first-time super chatter, you go on the hard hat here.
Oh.
And I'm going to start it with Pitchfork's dragon and John Wallace.
That's a deal for the people right there.
So Pitchforks and then John Wallace, as well as Black Mask, all going on there. Anybody who sends in 5, you're going on there as well. Or first-time super chatters, any value, you go on the hard hat. Niners country, let's mine. Let's mine.
Make it rain.
Little Niners Report happy hour. Cheers to Pitchforks. Is that a gold grill?
I think it is.
Is that a gold grill on Pitchforks?
Okay, I see you. Words Wisdom said someone drop a 50. If someone drops a 50 and gets us over 100, I'm beer bonging.
Beer bonging, and I already said I'm shotgunning. So we're 33 away. We're 33 away.
Someone drop a 49. You're
That's
right.
good.
You're right.
I have to
49.
do that from desktop there, words, I believe. Black Mask with the 10. The legend continues. We're resetting the Super Chat shot clock. What's funny is the analysts want to see him face adversity to see if he's legit. If your team is great and keeps winning, Brock is the one dishing the ball. Here's my thing, too, though. Against the Rams, the Niners were down. He let them back. Against the Raiders, did the same thing. He faced some adversity against the Cowboys, and early in that game against the Seahawks, before it became a blowout, he played well in those games. So he has faced adversity. I also don't understand how people can dislike Brock Purdy. He seems like a very likable dude.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
I mean, his story is remarkable.
David, a 5. That gets us up to 82.
Uh-oh.
I said 100 shotgun, then Chip said beer bong for 100. Kyle Shanahan wanted the Dallas D to watch the film from last week, not allow them to load inside 15 yards with linebackers, middle open all day, short threat CMC, deep threat Ayuk. To that point, you want to flash up the Cowboys DVOA? The Cowboys DVOA, interesting numbers here. To the left, they're number 1 on pass plays. To the right, number 1. When teams target the middle of the field, number 27. Where does Kyle Shanahan and the Niners like to throw the football? Down the middle of the field. So to David's point, if you attack the middle of the field, you can be successful. David, you're getting a gold sticker, my dog. And you're going on the hard hat here. That's a DM on a gold sticker.
Let's go, David. Making us 18 away from 100.
18 away from 100.
Just 2 10s.
2 10s gets it done.
4 5s. Math is easy.
Big Daddy, Trey Lance, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys using him to give Dallas some information? They are. Mike McCarthy said that. Ed Warder reported that. Dak Prescott talked about how critical Lance has been to providing Dallas with a little bit of offensive knowledge. Kyle Shanahan also said, though, I hope that he's been telling them. He also said, I think that everything that we do on tape is out there for everybody to see. So I'm not sure if it's going to be much of an issue. We'll certainly see, though. It's interesting.
Exactly, words of wisdom. Purdy's just your everyday guy. He's humble. The fact I heard that story, I don't know if that was today or yesterday, that he still lives with a roommate.
Really?
Yeah, he still lives with a roommate, and he drives like not a very flashy car. I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, like he still lives with a roommate, like regular guy.
Oh, another 10. Black Mask. The Big Daddy. Yeah, it was a good question, as Words had pointed out. Black Mask with another 10. Not only throw, we like to run in between the tackles, but this game we should run at Parsons, pound that rock early to open up the middle of the field. That's what you can do. So you can run up the middle, you throw up the middle, and then how about Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield on one of those routes where usually you're to the side of the tackle and then you cut it inside. Linebacker comes up trying to get you. You fake out to the flat, go up that seam, cross them up a little bit. That's another opportunity. We're up to 92 in Supers, 8 away from a shotgun from me and a beer bong from Chip. Chip.
Oi.
You know what? Chip, pop yourself up. I'm just going to go get those beers right now because I think it's going to happen. And by the time I come back here, I expect it to happen. Otherwise, I can't host the watch party on Sunday. There we go. David did it. Mahalo for the gold star. You guys rock, especially on game day. David. Appreciate you, brother. Chip's going to talk to y'all. I'll go get the beers and I'll come back. You want a regular beer or a Happy Dad?
Regular beers.
Regular
fine,
beer?
Yeah.
Cool. You want to do the Freedom Funnel? I have it right here.
Yeah, if you have it
All
here
right.
already, yeah, that works. Works for me. All right. So y'all got us there. Got us to the 100. Thank you, David. You rock, David. You rock. And all of you still hanging out with us here, rock. Oh, another 5. Another 5 from Pitchfork Dragon. Beer. And he says, yeah, it's a gold grill. That's awesome. Look at this. Look at that. Real gold, of course, right? Real gold. That's all we do here. Did you mine that gold yourself? There will be some trick plays Sunday from Big Daddy Niners. I mean, they're going to pull out all the stops here. I honestly think they're going to embarrass the Cowboys. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be a rough day for Dallas. My prediction, I think Dak throws 2 picks. I think there's another turnover mixed in there with a fumble somewhere. I think it's going to be bad. Score prediction, I'd say Niners 28, Cowboys 13. Not close. Big win. 5-0. Let's go. Honorary Pitchfork Dragon. Awesome grill. Hey, he said it's a gold grill for Pitchfork Dragon.
That's awesome.
Mined the gold himself, too.
That's good stuff, man. I used to, did you ever do this when you were younger? Get the tinfoil and put it on your teeth?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to shotgun this. Chip will do his Freedom Funnel. And then we'll sign off and we'll call it a day. How about it?
How about it? Big Daddy, 48-14
48-14 Niners.
Love it. Pitchfork got Niner gold on his teeth.
I like it. This is going to be cold as anything.
Yeah,
Here we
can't
go.
wait.
Shotgun for the faithful. Thanks for supporting the show. San Francisco.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh, I know that was cold.
Woo! Oh, got the chills. Hurt's going down when she's cold. Words of wisdom. Thanks, bro. That's what we're here to do, man. He said, you guys make my day. Always a great time and a break in the day. Hey, we always want to provide a little break in the day. Oh, no. I didn't even realize. I gave Chip a Bud Light. Didn't even realize. He's distraught. Toby Willis with the 10. Real one roll call. Toby. Yeah, that's a bad job by me. I can't believe I got the BL. Word said, oh snap. Melvin McGee is the real one. That thing looks like a bedpan. What does? What looks like a bedpan? Christy, hey Chase, my boyfriend wants to know, AG1 legit or is it BS? It's my favorite supplement that I take every single day. Not even kidding. I've tried a lot of like greens powders, so to speak. AG1, far superior. It has less than 1 gram of sugar, but it has like a sweetness to it that's really good. And I'm not even kidding. Me and my 2 best friends from Philly, we take it every single day, and we're rarely, if ever, sick. Like, it does a great job of boosting your immune system. 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source nutrients. So, Christy, I'm going to give you the link right now.
Good stuff, Christy.
Yeah.
Yes, if your boyfriend would like it, your boyfriend would love it.
Your boyfriend will love it. Like, I take a lot of supplements, a lot of vitamins. I do like branch chain amino acids before I run, creatine, and AG1 is like a huge part of what I do every day. So there you go, Christy. Link is in the chat. And here's Chip. Freedom Funnel.
Let's do it.
See, fun fact, Joe Rogan actually copied us. We were drinking these before Rogan was, and now he has it on his show. Just saying, he must watch the Niners Report.
He's not doing it like us, though.
Nah, not doing it like us.
Typical.
Chip. You'll like it too, Christy, as Black Mask said. Words of Wisdom said, Chip, are you a Trevor Lawrence fan still? Oh, yeah. You are, right? Even though you've been rocking the ETN jersey?
Oh, yeah, the big Trevor Lawrence guy.
All right. You have a Lawrence jersey too or no? Just ETN.
Just got ETN. Wanted something a little different.
Yeah.
People actually used to say I looked like Trevor Lawrence back in the day. I had long hair.
He did have long hair. He did kind of look like Trevor Lawrence. All right, Chip, appreciate that. Thanks to everybody for supporting the show here tonight. Black Mask, big game tonight. Bears-Redskins. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I know my boy Harrison Graham's going to be doing a watch party for that on Bears. What a brutal football team they are. Washington, not much better. I actually think they're like sneaky okay, though. I think they're going to win. I think they cover the 6. I think the Bears are that bad. I can't wait to watch it. All right, we're going to sign off. Remember to join us, Niners Cowboys watch party on Sunday. A lot of videos coming out in the lead up to that game. So we will catch you on Sunday. Make sure you subscribe. And if you ain't subscribed, you ain't alive. Hit that bell icon. Turn on those noties. Therefore, whenever we push out a video, whenever we do go live, you'll be notified. Tina Fisher, I love your show and Niners updates. Tina, we love you. We love the faithful. And we're out. Peace.